I'm with Mads at Audiovector, and it sounds like the R8 has got a big brother.
Hi Jay, good to have you back in Copenhagen.
Good to be here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Yes, the R8 will very soon have a larger brother with the grand name of R10.
Excellent.
And the R10 signifies that I've been working with my father for 10 years. So we've had now already 10 years together at Audiovector, where we've had our succession in the company. So I took over on 90% in these 10 years. He still holds 10. That's his wish, and it's my wish because he's 76 and he's still very much involved. R10 is a brand new development, and we decided that because of the R8, Arreté is an important term for us, and all our highest end models and our top spec models have the Arreté name worked into the model, which is a Greek term of that means to be the best at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you're a chef and you have Arreté, you're the best chef in the kitchen. If you're a motorcycle mechanic and you're in a repair shop, you're the best motorcycle mechanic and watchmaker, and so on.
So creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme, or the best to do the job. Yeah. So R8 came 4 or 5 years ago and it still is a massive success. It's a product that audiophiles around the world really enjoy, and couples in many different configurations of cables and tube amplifiers and solid state and brands. This is almost like religion. And I thought to myself, we made the trapeze, which we launched last year, which gave us many tools for the future, but we needed to kind of to make a little bit more of a extra difficult process for us. So what we have is a good product, and when we make things extra difficult for us, that's where the magic happens. So we decided to work on an R10, which is 147,500 euros a pair. Comes in a flight case, and is the highest model that we will.
So the R11
was taken out of the program almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So and R10 has a few similar, especially looks and size of cabinets to the R10, but everything internal has been changed.
Okay.
So Audiovector works a little bit like Porsche or Rolex or Patek Philippe. We do upgrades, and we fine tune, and we when we launch a product, there's no issues and nothing to be done better. But after 36 months, let's say that we find out how to tweak the voice coil, how to tweak the surround, how to make a better condensator, how to wind the cable better, making a better connection, using better damping materials, making a stronger and more stiff rear panel for the cabinet. We will write that down until we have a certain amount of points, and then we start developing a new loudspeaker.
Okay, so the challenge is finding all the refinements.
Yeah.
And then saying, right, let's make this into a loudspeaker.
Exactly. And that's how a supercar is brought out. That's how a Tourbillon from a watch brand is brought out, and that's how a very high-end product from Audiovector is brought out as well. So we are basically working with a 3-way loudspeaker with a hyper dual air motion transformer tweeter and a 8x5-inch line array for bass line array for the spine.
Wow.
Yes, okay. So it's a 13 driver speaker.
That's going to be a complicated crossover, surely.
It's a very complicated crossover, but made as simple as. And it's 90 dB sensitive. And it doesn't really matter if we play the 300B tube amplifier 2x8 watts, or we play the huge Griffin system or smaller name system, it will play everything. It's voiced on a big and powerful system that pushes the bass levels at extreme levels to be able to cope with that.
Sure.
And it's 175 centimeters tall, weighs in about 95 kilos apiece.
Okay.
Rear spine, front plate, and plinth is made of solid aluminum. CNC machined in a 5-arm machine, anodized in sanded and glass blasted and anodized in gunmetal gray. So it's beautiful sculpture too. And we're working with our new crossover, where Dulon plays a part in our tweeter design for crossover parts, and we have developed our new condensators and capacitors, which is foil capacitors, cryogenically treated.
They're in-house?
They're in-house.
Okay.
They're in-house. Print plates in-house. Condensators, resistors, capacitors are in-house. Wiring is in-house. Tweeters are in-house, and drivers are in-house. We have nothing off the shelf in that speed. You cannot buy any parts anywhere else. Then you'd have to come to us.
Brilliant.
But that actually goes from the R1 up to the R10.
Yeah, it's all handmade.
Absolutely.
Here, yeah.
It's all handmade. It's all assembled. It's all finished and packed and shipped from our facility in Copenhagen. And this has been the way of Audiovector for 45 years. And so R10 is a unique and special product.
Yeah, the tweeter array, how is that? Is one certain frequencies and then like a hyper tweeter, or?
Yeah, so one goes from 3,000 hertz up to 53,000. One goes from 20,000 hertz up to 53,000.
Okay.
So it's not entirely a super tweeter, but it would work in similar ways. But the dual tweeter design works as one unit in two different frequencies.
Okay, I
And
suppose.
it's vented
Right.
out of one tube,
Yeah,
so it's open to the rear. So
That's quite an Audiovector trademark.
It's an Audiovector trademark, and it's controlled by neodymium magnets, and you can really feel the breath and the lightness and the open air feeling that this tweeter gives you.
The bass driver array are they like 4 roll off to a certain point, or is it just all 8 at covering the same frequency range?
They're covering the same frequency and works as one,
Right.
and there's only a few configurations in the crossover for the line array.
Okay, so they're acting like one big.
They're acting like one 15-inch woofer.
Wow. Okay.
But we just didn't want to place a 15-inch woofer either on the sides, inside or outside the cabinet, because I didn't like that design.
No.
So we decided to keep it Danish, keep it clean, keep it less is more, which is not Danish, but the Danish designers
Yeah.
have been working from this Mies van der Rohe expression for many years. So we kept it in a clean Scandinavian design, and my father found out that if he made the line array in the perfect way, it would act like one big woofer, but you wouldn't see it. You would need a flashlight through the rear
Sure.
gills of the spine to see
It's something you've got to feel rather than see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is a 5-inch long throw mid-range bass driver that works mostly in bass area.
They certainly do look pretty, and it hides a lot of tech behind that.
It's basically a big subwoofer, which we place on the rear, right? And we use titanium in the voice coil construction, so voice coil is wounded around titanium instead of aluminum, so there's no hysteresis. We have concertina surrounds, we have special shape voice coil construction, so that the first millimeter of movement is triple the speed that our normal mid-range driver in the other series can do. So we've done many tweaks to make this supercar faster and to go faster around corners too.
Brilliant. Was there any lessons learned from the trapeze that have appeared in the R10?
Absolutely. The development of the air motion transformer for the trapeze, we have taken that to the next level and incorporated an improved version in the R10 Arreté. And that also goes for the Audiovector dual components for the crossover as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Freedom grounding, is that part of the R10 still?
The R10 is the first 13 driver speaker we've ever made with a freedom grounding. So the freedom grounding is basically an improved version, but the focus have to be on that we're working with 13 drivers, that we're grounding 13 drivers. And
That's 13 drivers per loudspeaker.
Per loudspeaker, yeah. So 26 drivers in total. And to route away that motion-induced distortion that is caused by the membranes creating sound to you and me gives a huge how do you say impression for the listener, and the improvement is amazing. And we're happy to do A and B test for everybody who wants it.
That's definitely worth doing.
It is.
Yeah, Matt, thank you so much for your time.
Sure,
Cheers, man.
absolutely. It was a pleasure, Jay.
Congratulations on the R10.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.